Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of the GoNoGo show. It's our movie review, your friendly movie review show. I'm your host, Nizam, and I have my partner in crime here to my left, Adam. Adam, why don't you tell the folks out there about the GoNoGo show?
Okay. You see, the whole purpose of the GoNoGo movie reviews are to give short and sweet movie reviews for the average moviegoer, like the blue-collar workers, guys like us. People who work hard for their money and want to know whether or not it's worth the ticket price. Because let's face it, ticket prices are not going down anytime soon. Anywhere from $12 to $13 for a regular ticket, and some of the IMAX tickets are upwards $18 to $20. So it's a pretty expensive a day for you. So we're not sticking with the traditional star rating, like 4 out of 5 stars or stuff like that. We just do a simple go or no go for the theater experience. So that means, is this movie worth me paying at the box office, whether it's once a week on date night, whether it's once a month, or whether you have a family of 5 and you go once every 6 months when you can find time in your hectic life and hectic schedules. And basically, like, let's just say that if a movie gets a no-go, doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Sometimes good movies get a no-go, so I don't want anyone getting insulted about that, but it just means that sometimes that movie was not worth seeing on the big screen. It means it could be seen at home in the on your comfortable couch with your family and watched on demand or something, or even wait for a free cable or something like that. But so the GoNoGo show is strictly for the theater experience, is mainly for the theater experience, and is it worth the ticket prices nowadays?
Yeah, I mean, if you have 5 kids, or if you have a family of 5, I mean, 5 times 20, plus popcorn and candy
and popcorn
soda
and the candy and all that stuff. Absolutely,
that's a $200, $300.
Absolutely,
night right
sometimes
there,
it's more than a Yankee game, and that's for an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours of entertainment. It's crazy. So it's like, is that hour and a half worth all that money? That's the sole purpose of this show.
There it is. All right, here we go. GoNoGo. So what do we have coming up for the
on the slate today are pretty much the most popular ones in the top 5 right now at the box office, the ones that are playing in the theater right now. So we're going to review Noah, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and the most recent release, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes. All right, cool. Well, let's get into it right now. Let's check out Noah.
No. What did he say?
He's going to destroy the world.
My father said that one day, if man continued in his ways, the Creator would annihilate this world.
Can it not be averted?
He speaks to you. You must trust that he speaks in a way that you can understand.
I saw water, death by water. Now I saw new life. A great flood is coming. We build a vessel to survive the storm. We build an ark.
Mother! What is it? Oh, them!
What do you want? You don't know your king. There isn't anything for you here.
I have men at my back, and you stand alone and defy me.
I'm not alone.
It begins.
When they come, they will be desperate, and there will be many.
Take the ark!
I see how hard this was for you.
Remember, Noah, he chose you for a reason.
Is this the end of everything?
Beginning. Beginning of everything.
Okay. I'm gonna start because I don't really know where to go with this one. Okay, it's supposed to be Noah. It's supposed to be, I guess, from the Bible, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, there's some different creatures there, and it's not quite the story I knew or the story I grew up on. It's long. It's a long movie.
It is a long movie.
It's I don't know. Is it worth going? I'm on the fence. It depends on your religion. It depends on your story. They use creator instead of God. It's a story. I don't know. What do you think?
To tell you the truth, I actually loved this version of it because it kind of had a feeling for me like 300 did with the Battle of Thermopylae. They took a famous story that a lot of people know about because regardless of your religion, pretty much everybody knows who Noah is and his story, you know? And I just thought reimagining it the way director Darren Aronofsky did was awesome, in my opinion, because I love that whole Lord of the Rings style. Because if you tell the story from the Bible, because the passage isn't really that long, the story. So if you just take it strictly from the Bible and do everything that he did, it could get a little boring, especially in today's day and age where people are used to seeing these giant movies like Lord of the Rings and the Harry Potters and stuff like that. So you have to kind of keep it interesting. And I thought that he kept the message of morality in it, which is by far, I think, the most important part, regardless of... There's usually two categories when it comes to this. The purists who are going to roll their eyes and say, oh, man, this is like Lord of the Rings. What are these creatures doing here? Or like the agnostics who are like, wow, they're really going overboard with the faith-based stuff. They're like, you know, they believe too much in like this creator and this and that. So there's really no winning that argument. But entertainment value, I thought it was very entertaining. I thought it was very ambitious telling of this story. And it's nice that actually, I think it's a credit to the work where you can create such controversy and spark such emotion out of people in an increasingly apathetic world where people actually feel passionate about this, whether you believe or whether you don't believe, and it gets the conversation going. And I think by far, any movie that has a message where love above all things, it will be man's salvation, is a win in my book. So that's one thing that I really enjoyed about this film.
I think that it's definitely about kind of love and loyalty and family and mankind. You know, they talked about mankind a lot. Yeah, like it
had the basics like good versus evil, the righteous versus the wicked, you know? So it's like it had that sense, like just like the Harry Potter movies, like Harry Potter versus Voldemort, whatever it was. Like that kind of like just good versus evil. It's like plain black versus white, which was nice. You know? Yeah.
I think that it also it kind of incorporated like a little free will too. It's definitely, like you said, it's definitely going to spark a conversation.
Absolutely,
it's definitely going to spark a conversation. So I don't know. That said, what do you think? What do you think? Go or no go?
I give it a go. Absolutely. And if you could see it on the biggest screen possible, I saw it on IMAX. I had the pleasure of seeing it on IMAX, and I just loved every minute of it. I just really got sucked into the story and all that. So it gets a go for me. I'm gonna say
if you're going with your family, it may be a no-go. Because that may be a conversation that a mother and father want to sit down and have with their kids. You know what I'm saying? They can watch it. They can go back and rewatch it.
That's true.
And so for me, I'm going to say no-go on that one. It's a pretty ambitious film.
Yes.
And it's definitely going to spark conversation. But I would say with a family, it's a no-go because if I was a father, I would want to have a conversation with my kids or my kid during that. But
and the parents out there should be warned that that it is not for little kids. Like there are certain parts that could be pretty scary to them. So you know,
like it's pretty graphic.
It is PG-13 for a reason. But I mean, you have to know your kids. So if your kid's like 7 or 8 years old, that's fine. But if you have like a 4-year-old and these rock monsters come to life, it's like, whoa, you know, you might have a problem at night.
Right. All right, what do we got up next?
We got up next is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Okay, let's check it out.
Very excited for this one.
Check it out.
Coming up on the drop zone, Cap.
You do anything fun Saturday night?
Well, all the guys in my barbershop quartet are dead, so no, not really.
You know, if you ask Kristen out from statistics, she'd probably say yes.
That's why I don't ask.
Too shy or too scared?
Too busy! Was he wearing a parachute? No. No, he wasn't.
I joined S.H.I.E.L.D. to protect people.
Captain.
To build a better world sometimes means tearing the old one down. And that makes enemies. Are you ready for the world to see you as you really are? Look out the window. You know how the game works. Disorder, war. All it takes is one step.
We're gonna neutralize a lot of threats before they even happen.
Thought the punishment usually came after the crime.
S.H.I.E.L.D. takes the world as it is, not as we'd like it to be.
This isn't freedom. This is fear.
You need to keep both eyes open.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Your work has been a gift to mankind. You've shaped the century. And I need you to do it one more time.
Gear up. It's time.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yep.
Go. I just want to jump right in. I just want to say I want to give my go right now. They tied this together. Like, I'm getting a chill right now just watching that thing.
Yeah.
They tied the first movie to the second movie. They tied the second movie to the third movie. I don't know if you watch Revenge, but the main oh man, you gotta watch Revenge.
Okay.
TV show, great show. But the Apartment 13 or Agent 13, I don't remember her name, but the spoiler alert, guys.
I heard about that.
Emily Thorne from Revenge is in 2, and she is a bad. Shut your mouth. Oh man, I talk about it, man. I can't. I'm gonna give my go right now. Talk about it, please.
Your enthusiasm actually shows me exactly what your answer will be, but I'll give you what I liked about it. I was a little worried because I was a huge fan of the first one, which not many people were. A lot of people didn't like the dramatic tone it took in the World War II era and all that stuff. But I loved the first one because it showed that his power wasn't the serum he took that made him this big, huge, hulking, massive a man. It was his heart. It was what was inside gets amplified. Like Red Skull his evil was amplified and gave him those kind of powers, and his was his heart. And I just loved. I was a little worried about how they were going to bring him into the new world. Like at the end of the first one, when he woke up 70 years later and he's in Times Square. And he's like, what the heck is going on? So I was like, where are they going to go with this? But they did it beautifully. They really raised the bar. Marvel Phase 2 has raised the bar with this one. I think it's even on par with the Avengers. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to say it. I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for this, but it's on par with the Avengers with its entertainment quality, with its intelligent storyline, and something you can get behind. It played like there's a certain theme to the movie where it plays on a very real fear you could parallel to the world we live in now. Like how much freedom are we willing to give up to feel secure, you know?
Yeah.
And this is a Marvel movie like for kids, and the action's supposed to be, you know, the main focus or whatever, but the story really sucked me in, which was nice. And I thought it was a very intelligent way to bring him into the new world and show people how we need to keep, you know, we keep hope and we need to fight for what's right and all that stuff, regardless of like the gray areas. You just have to keep going for what's good. And I loved it. The action was incredible. Chris Evans really stepped his game up.
Yeah.
He learned parkour for this movie, so he was bouncing around, jumping, flipping, throwing his shield like a pro, and he looked like the old cartoons and comics. I thought he was phenomenal in this.
Yeah. Speaking of the heart, I had that conversation. Like, I've talked to people about it, and they're like, oh, well, you know, this happened, and, you know, he should have, you know, like, how did he do that? And I'm like, listen, first of all, he's a super soldier. He's like Wolverine, you know, stage.
Yeah.
Like, he regenerates, you know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
he could take a bullet and then, you know, be like, boom, and pop back up. But it goes back to the heart.
Absolutely.
It's like that. It's like he's Captain America, and his real strength is his heart. Like he knows he has to get something done. And
Absolutely, like the part in the first movie when Tommy Lee Jones threw the grenade. He goes, grenade, and he was still.
He's a little guy.
Yeah, he's a very little guy, 100 pounds soaking wet, and he jumped on it, and he was telling people to get back. Didn't know it was a test, and that just showed he wasn't an action hero at that point. He was just a little wimp that wanted to, you know, prove himself. And he had that heart because he wanted to save people around him. He just wanted to do what's right every time.
Oh man,
It's incredible.
Yeah. I think the special effects were good. The story was good. The Revenge character, I should know her name. I'm all excited about her, but
that's okay. That's all right. They'll figure it out when you guys go see
it.
Yeah,
you guys know who she is. But it was up there, man.
Yeah.
It was
and
up
to
there
tell you
with
the truth,
Adventures.
I mean, for all the men out there, no offense to the women, but Scarlett Johansson is worth the ticket price alone. She really is. As Black Widow, come on. She was incredible in this film. She had a lot to do in this one. And plus, I have to give an honorable mention to Anthony Mackie, who played Falcon. You see it in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away. Falcon's in this movie, and he has some incredible action scenes that you can really get into.
Definitely.
But really, Scarlett Johansson will bring you there.
so I guess you're giving it a...
I am giving it an absolute go.
Yeah.
Huge go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree with you on that one. It was a great movie. It was a great movie. Guys, stay till the end. Stay till the very end. I stayed kind of sort of to the end, and I didn't stay all the way. So I had to catch the. There's always clips. I had to catch the clip on YouTube or something.
Right. Marvel has been doing that lately, where it's not just one at the end anymore. They do one after the main credits, and like that shows all the stars. They'll do a teaser clip, and then after all the technical stuff, they'll do another clip. So you got to stay till the very last minute until they kick you out, basically, to see all the Easter eggs and what's leading up to all the next films and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely hang around for that, because it tells you what's coming up next.
You want to make it official?
Ooh.
I think we should make it official.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. First of all, tell them what making it official means.
Okay. Now, this doesn't happen often. It's a once in a while thing, but there's certain movies that get the official seal of approval, which we will put our reputations on the line for. It's like there's no doubt about it. There's no like, that it's a go. So when you hear official seal of approval, that means you guys can egg my house if you don't like it, because that's just how awesome it is and how much I love it. So I'm making it official.
Let's make it official. Up top,
man. Official seal of approval.
It is official. Yep. It's official. Definitely.
Official seal of approval. Go see it. Go see it again and again on the biggest screen possible, and then go again when you're done with that.
See it twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah, I already did.
All right. So what do we got up next on the docket?
Coming up next is another superhero film, because it's the summertime, and that means it's superhero time. So the next one coming up is The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
All right. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Every day, I wake up knowing that the more people I try to save, the more enemies I will make. And it's just a matter of time before I face those with more power than I can overcome. I'm so sorry, I'm late. I had a traffic thing.
Did your traffic jam have anything to do with being, I don't know, shot at by machine guns?
Yeah. Oh, that was implied. I was implying that. Peter Parker, Harry Osborn. You're gonna want to see this. Oscorp. Get you under surveillance. Why? Isn't that the question of the day? There's something you're not telling me, Aunt May.
I once told you that secrets have a cost. The truth does too.
My name is Richard Parker. I have discovered what Oscorp was going to use my research for. I have a responsibility to protect the world from what I know they're capable of.
What is all this?
The future.
We literally can change the world. What about Peter?
Not everyone has a happy ending.
This is bigger than you, Peter.
I made a choice. This is my path.
Soon, everyone in the city will know how it feels to live in a world without power, without mercy, without Spider-Man.
Okay. Wasn't Captain America.
No, not many things will be.
It was pretty good. There's a lot of backstory. There wasn't. I don't feel like they talked about Peter Parker's parents previous. We don't really know much about his parents. Like it starts off with him and Uncle Ben and Aunt May. It's a pretty good movie. I like the Jamie Foxx character. I don't know. It was a pretty good movie. There's pretty good flow there. I don't know where they're going with it. You know what? I have a problem with it. It's with them going with a darker character.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Spider-Man, Peter Parker is the witty, you know, wisecracking, fun, bright. I think bright. You know, with this kind of darker version. I don't know. It was a good movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I actually think that they're touching more on the spirit of his character with this one than the previous trilogy, because I was a little annoyed. No offense to any Tobey Maguire fans out there, but I was a little annoyed how he just cried about Mary Jane the whole time. I was a little annoyed. I was like, because you're right, Spider-Man's supposed to be, he's a teenager. Which a lot of people don't understand. It's not like you're following like a Tony Stark who's been around and you know, he's got his confidence and stuff. This is a kid. He's a teenager in high school who's going through all that teenage angst and trying to find yourself and stuff like that, and all of a sudden he's bombarded with all these superpowers and like, whoa, what do I do with it? So you're right. He was very sarcastic, very witty, which I think they had a lot of in this movie, to tell you the truth. I really enjoyed that. Like in the first movie, when the guy comes at him with a knife and he's like, oh no, you felt my weakness, it's small knives. You know, he's joking with him and he just starts shooting him with the webs and stuff like that. Right. That's the character that I love. And I have to give a lot of credit to Mark Webb, the director. He was coming off of the first Amazing Spider-Man, which I was a big fan of. I liked the reboot. Not a lot of people were too happy with it, but I enjoyed the new one because he was coming off of his previous film, which was 500 Days of Summer. I'm not sure if you saw that, but it is a good, real, like, true, gritty, romantic comedy, dramedy, whatever you want to call it. It's just like, it just shows like a relationship in all its stages from the beginning, middle, and end. So he's very keen on human behavior when it comes to the relationships, which is what I liked between Emma Stone's character and Andrew Garfield. They had that chemistry, which was flawless, which I think they're dating now anyway, so I mean, I guess it really worked. Right. But it worked on screen, I'm sure, as it does off screen. So it got me thinking that all these action scenes of him swooping through the air and stuff, we've been seeing it for the last, 10 years now? We've seen him swooping through the air and fighting criminals and stuff, which is, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy every movie, but it was the human aspect of it that really pulled me into this one. His chemistry and his troubles with the relationship with Emma Stone's character or Sally Field's character as his aunt, and just dealing with loss of his, Uncle Ben and stuff like that from that we already know, but dealing with regret and loss and struggling to keep hope alive, and it's like all falling on the shoulders of this one kid who's not only got to deal with all the problems and the relationships in his life, but also has to deal with all the people that want to destroy the world.
Right. So
it's like, I thought the human aspect of it was really cool. Was it perfect? No. I'm not going to say it was a perfect movie. I'm hoping for better. You can see this, they're trying to lead up to something, so it's like, it's a little open-ended, so they're kind of trying to mirror what Marvel is doing.
Right.
Sony is trying to mirror what Marvel is doing. But
well, Spider-Man is Marvel, though.
It is Marvel, yes, but Marvel is it's just like a co-production company on this one because Sony owns the rights.
Right.
So that's why a lot of people have a lot of beef with it, because they take some liberties in changing some things, which is what I'm not going to give away. But you'll see diehard fans are having a lot of problem with this new franchise because Sony, unlike Marvel, doesn't want to stick completely true to it. They just want to make an entertaining movie and put butts in the seats. They don't really care about whose butts are in the seats. They just want to put butts in the seats.
I feel like it's a little early for the reboot. There's kids that have seen Tobey Maguire, and it's not like Superman, like the last one was like 1980 whatever.
Absolutely.
It's the last one was 2004 maybe, or
I agree. Yeah, I'm not sure the last debacle is what you mean. Spider-Man 3 I just absolutely detested. You're right. I absolutely agree. It's way too early to have a reboot, but I thought that in the reboot we got Andrew Garfield. And Andrew Garfield, I give him so much credit. He truly took this character and ran with it, and his love for playing the character as an actor shows on screen, and it's infectious. Like you see how much he's loving it, and you're loving it, and you can tell that that's kind of what Peter Parker was too. Peter Parker, when he really got his confidence and stuff, and figured out and honed his skills and stuff like that, he loved being Spider-Man. Yeah. It wasn't like the Hulk where he's like, I got to get rid of this. This is, he's all angry and stuff. Like, what can I do to get rid of my powers? Spider-Man loved him, and he embraced him, and he wanted to,
Right.
He wanted to keep it going. So Andrew Garfield is the only reason why I actually love that they rebooted it, because it got the bad taste of Tobey Maguire out of my mouth.
Okay. Okay, so what do you give it, a go or no go?
I'm going to give it a go, because to tell you the truth, for diehard fans, it could be a no-go, but I'm going to give it a go because those action scenes Like you said, Jamie Foxx was incredible, and those action scenes when he's swooping through the air and stuff, you want that feeling in your gut, like when he's jumping off the building, you want to be like, oh god, you know, like you're afraid of heights, you know. Like, so I just think it should be seen on the biggest screen possible. So I'm gonna give it a go, but just be cautious, you know.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give it a go too. I'm gonna give it a go too. I liked it. I'm kind of, you know, the reboot's a little early, but it was a good movie. You know, good storyline. The time kind of, it was long, but it was. The time flew by on that, and I'm gonna give it a go because you know, some movies you have to see on the big screen. That's one of those ones. You know, I actually saw it in 3D. I'm not a big fan of 3D, but
true,
you know,
me too. Sometimes you don't have a choice when it's in IMAX. It's usually IMAX and 3D goes hand in hand, and you don't have a choice.
Exactly.
That's another way for them to get $3 more out of the ticket price. So,
when you have a movie like Avatar where you can have those big depths in the scenes, or New York City where you have that kind of that roller coaster feeling.
Yeah, like I feel myself grabbing the armor sometimes, like, oh god, because I'm afraid of heights. I don't know about any of you guys out there, but I'm definitely afraid of heights. So when I see that, it's like, it's thrilling. It's kind of like an amusement park ride sometimes when you go through the streets with him. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's definitely a go. Yeah. Got to see that one in the theater. It looks like we are running out of time. So we have, what do we have? We have Twitter. You guys can check us out on Twitter. It is GoNoGo Show. We have an Instagram page as well.
Instagram also. What's the Instagram?
Instagram page is at GoNoGo Movie Reviews. All one word. All lower caps, one word. At GoNoGo Movie Reviews. For all the Instagram junkies out there that like to scroll all day long and get nothing else done. So
pick your pleasure. You can check us out on Twitter or on Instagram. Adam, myself, Nizam, you can find us on Facebook too. We'll probably be posting on there, and we'll have a fan page coming up real soon. Yep. And I think that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, you can check us out on wpcommunitymedia.org, and we will have them up on the web as soon as we can. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you soon. Adios.